Hi, this is Thomas from MarsMoonSpace.com. I have what I call breaking news. I have what I call smoking gun. I have some awesome pictures, and they're all from this Mars orbiter camera, as you can see up here. MOC M1800558. You can go look it up. I'll leave a link in the video description to where you can find this image as a gigapan and as a NASA image from NASA's own homepage. And you have all been at this image before, because we all remember this little fella here. That one was found by my good friend Brett Colling Shepard and described as the Jupiter 2 UFO. Some people say it is an observation platform, other people say it's a UFO, and some other people say it's a ventilation facility for an underground facility or something like that. There has been a lot of speculation of what it is. It's about 200 meters in diameter, so it's not a small object. It's quite big. But let's go away from Jupiter 2, because this is not about Jupiter 2 today. This is about what is there in the same area as Jupiter 2. And I would like to invite you to what I call, and this is just a name, the flight entrance. Take a look at this one and imagine you're coming in from a spaceship above, and you have to find out where to land or where you can go in, and you are flying in a little craft that's maximum 50 meters, 60, 80 meters wide, and then you come to this area and you are hovering down here and you are flying in, entering this hole to the inside of the mountain. And why do I believe that? Yes, because if it was a simple entrance for vehicles and people, then it would probably have been made at the ground level and not on top of a hill here. This is an awesome picture, and there is a lot of structures in it. We can't deny it. This is a part of a smoking gun. Look at all these structures. Look at all these angles. What is it that we are talking about here? We are talking about life on Mars. We are talking about ancient civilization or present civilization. We are talking about buildings. We are talking about constructions. I am gonna take this image to my Photoshop, and this is not the only image I have. I have 5 or 6 images that I want to show you today. But let's go to my software here. Here we have the exact same image. This is from my software. I've lightened it up a little bit. This is an older picture. I made it back then when I think that was in February, March, when Brad came with the file and I was searching on this gigapan. And I made this picture. I'm bringing it up again here. I'm gonna show you the one with colors, or that I have colored to point out what I see. Here we go. And I think you all can see this wall down here. These giant stones laid in a half-round circle. And we have this entrance here. It looks like there are some long pipes, wall inside it here. You can almost imagine you are going in here, and I think I should have painted this area here gray also to illustrate that this is a closed wall and you're actually entering a hole here. Look at all these structures. Up here it's a little bit symmetric also. Imagine you are sitting up here in the command room, and you are actually sitting and watching craft flying in and out of the surface, or maybe guiding them, or what do I know. This command bridge over here, where you're actually maybe sitting and having control over a lot of things going on here. Look at over here also, there's a little capsule, something over here also with 2 windows in also. And look at this, it seems to be long and round, cylinder shape. And look at this, if this is the front, then imagine that this end was going inside this hole first. It actually fits in this hole. This is an awesome picture. Ladies and gentlemen, life on Mars, buildings on Mars, construction on Mars. This is great. Let's move on to the next. I'm going back to the gigapan again. We are back at the gigapan here, and we have to go a little round here. Everything is not always as easy to find as you want it to be. There are a lot in this image, and you can see this is awesome, great picture. But anyway, we are here now. Does any one of you remember that picture from the moon of this triangular shape with 7 lights in? And some people said it was a pyramid, some people said it was an entrance. Now take a look at this one. It's not triangular, it's actually got 4 angles, but the top is not as wide as the bottom is here. And look at all these dots here. This is a great picture. I believe this is an entrance also to some underground facility. This is a great one. Let's take it to the Photoshop and see what we can do with this picture. Here we have it in the Photoshop. I've lightened it up a little bit. As I talked about before, you can see these black dots around here. Could it be some kind of guiding lights for the entrance, or those who have to pass in and out? And what are these here? Are these entrances also to other parts of the facility? And are there a little pyramid over here, hiding over here? I'm not sure about the pyramid, but the tip of it looks like one. I'm just gonna show you the one I made in colors here to point out stuff. Here we go. This made it a little more easy to point out. I've chosen the grey and this golden color here. As you can see, this one is going down. You can still see these black holes around it here. This is an amazing one. This is the entrance, I believe, to an underground facility where you can go in and out with larger craft. I don't think this is an actual mining site as such. I think this is an entrance. And of course I had to put these lights on to illustrate what I meant with those black dots around in the corner, around here. This is a great one. Let's go back to the gigapan again. And we are back at the gigapan here. This was the one we were looking at. And did any of you notice this one over here also? It looks like it's round on the inside, but the edges seems to have some degrees and angles. But enough about that. We are going to find another anomaly here. Look at these lines here, and this looks like a huge fence. I can't help think of Jurassic Park. Imagine what could be inside here, but no, sorry, enough about that. We are going down here because I want to find some of the other anomalies. Here we go. Take a look at this one here. You might not see it, and yet anyway you do, maybe. Look at this one here. I have to show you this in colors and in the Photoshop where I have been pointing it out. This is a great picture. Wait and see. Here we go. See, I've cleared it up a little bit here, and notice this wall going around here, actually going, I think it's going behind this object here, and all the way around you can see part of some structures that once was over here. Notice all this around here, and in here there are some secrets in here that I'm about to show you that I saw when I used some contrast and colors that just appeared. And over here there is also some odd stuff, but let's go find the color. Oh, by the way, notice this one got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angles on the outside and round on the inside. That's not natural, if you ask me. Let's find the color image. Here we go. Now, take a look at this one. This is awesome. This is great. This one here looks like a big hole in the ground. You can see the walls going down here. And there is this round object. Is this a craft of a kind? Or is it just a coincidental shape? And what is all this that I've marked with the brown color, golden color, sorry? What are we looking at? I personally think, we must remember that we are seeing this from above, not from straight above, but we have some angle on it. We are not looking straight down, but we are looking forward and down. So you can see over here, this should be the edge of this whole better way. You can see the side of this wall, and you can see the side of this wall here, but you cannot see the other side over here or over here. You can see the outside of the wall here. This tells you a little bit about the angle you're seeing this. And notice this one here. What is that? Is that a light beam tower? What is it? And you can see there is something in the construction going out, like it's supporting it not to tilt over. And what are we looking at? Is this a craft standing up? Is this a building? I have no idea what that is. And these were the buildings I was talking about before. These came up when I used this green color and gave it a little bit contrast, and I could see the angles, 90-degree angles all over, entrance over here. And you have this huge, this reminds me of these round gas tanks, gas containers, facilities. I have to find the right word in English. It's not always easy, but we had these gas cylinders, huge gas cylinders where I lived, that was 40-60 meters wide, and when they were built in a way so these cylinder, when the came pressure inside, the cylinder was just raised up and the tower got higher and higher and higher. And there is this stairway around, and there is exactly the same stairway in this picture here. This is awesome. You see, this is a round, I don't know if it's the word silo or is the right word, or just a round container for gasoline or gas or diesel, as we would use it for here on Earth. Is probably not what they used it for there, but this is awesome. This square building, you see the corners so clear when you mark it up. The same over here, you have a square building placed in a different angle than the first one here, just near the wall, and over here you have another square building, and there is a little tower going up here with something on top of it. I can't get it any clearer, so I cannot say much else than it looks like. There is a little tower attached, and there's a little square building over here. And I stopped painting building people. There are more there over here also. There are something over here. There's something over here also. I didn't give up. I just stopped because I can't focus, and people can't focus on so much at one time. Look at this round object standing up at this one here. I'm wondering if this 5-angled thing here actually is hovering in the air, or if it's resting on this one, this pilar here, and this pilar here, and a pilar over here. I'm not sure about that. I must leave that up to you, but this is an awesome picture. This round one actually reminds me of the round object on the high-rise image that I found a few months ago, that was going viral on the internet as an alien construction, an aliens building found on Mars, seen on various YouTube channels. It kind of reminds me of that round object on the side of one of the walls. But I could talk forever. I don't want to take all your time, but I just had to put a little light on top of this one, because I thought that was looking quite cool. Imagine it as a kind of light tower. We are going back to the gigapan. You can see all these pictures on marsmoonspace.com, and I will leave the link in the video description here on YouTube, where you also can find the gigapan link, the NASA link to this image, so you can verify it and see it's actually there, and find it on the NASA link from NASA's own homepage. Let's go to the gigapan again. There is another little thing here I want to show you. We have to go down to this area, but I have to look over here also. Maybe it's just me getting old, but I can't remember where all those things I found were. Anyway, we're gonna go down here and take a look. Just right here. I don't know if any of you see anything here, but if I point the arrow here and say I am in the middle of a giant disk now, then you probably would say, what's he talking about? Is he crazy? I'm probably crazy, but not more than those watching this video. This is a great picture. Look at this huge round disc mounted on a cradle of a kind that I believe is tilting up and down for releasing this disc. And there is another one over here, and there is a wall all the way up here, and there is something over here also, and there is something over here also, and there is a lot of other stuff. Let's go to the Photoshop so I can point this out. I can't wait. You must see this. This is awesome. This is the image we were talking about. You might see the disc here. It saddens me a little bit because you can see this line going down here. It's where the images probably are stitched together, and there's a little error here, something, because you see it just going straight through the object and it doesn't fit with the rest. But we survive. I've done my best to point out what I want to point out. Let me show you the color version that I made of it. Now, take a look at this one. This was what I was talking about. A huge 150-200 meter diameter disc standing upright, mounted on this cradle here, going into the center. Now imagine that this one has to take off, then this cradle would go down here. I'm not gonna make the beep beep beeps. No, yes I am. Beep 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 down here, and then release the disc that would go up in the air. I don't think this is an active one. This looks like it's kind of decayed, and I'm not sure this is an active craft area, but I'm sure that this is a disc and is mounted on a cradle. That's 100% for sure. And this cradle is eroded due to time and erosion, wind and water and whatever might be on Mars. This is an awesome one. You can even see some structures as in the hull here. And you can see some more over here. And this is a really great one. This was the wall that I was talking about. It's not very visible on the original picture, but it is here. There is an object standing up here, and then there is this one. It was a little hard to point this one out, but it looks like a 25 meter wide pipe, bended, going up here, bended down here, going down here and further down here, and then going down into the ground, maybe energy source, whatever. What do I know? This is an awesome one. There is some structures over here with these odd angles that just not fit in to the natural explanation. There's some more here, and I haven't pointed everything out because it was simply not possible. There's a round sphere-shaped object over here also, and look at this line or pipe or whatever it is going here. This one looks like it's broken multiple places, which leads me to believe that this area is abandoned. There was people or Martians here, but this is the leftovers of in an area that's probably not in use anymore. You can imagine what might happen. There could be atomic radiation, that could be whatever extension, there could be war, that could be a lot of stuff. Imagine what happened in Chernobyl when everybody just left a whole city, functional city, and everybody just left it here and now, and going back 50 years later or 30 years later, and much of it looked like, yeah, broken pieces, abandoned, but you can recognize the stuff around in the area. This, I believe, is something like the same. Look at this object over here. Imagine some Star Wars wing fighter or something. It seems to have a symmetrical structure, though this looks like it's a little bit broken. There is another disc here, and there's something besides the disc here also. I'm not sure what it is, but this disc is just as visible as this one, though. This one is only 75 to 100 meters in diameter. This one is minimum 200 meters in diameter. This is a great picture. There is something down here also. I'm not quite sure what that is, but this is an awesome one. And I'm gonna end it with a little bit of light, because I think this deserves attention. This deserves public attention. So I'm gonna ask you, please share this around. Tell people there is life on Mars. Tell people what you have seen. We are back at the gigapan here, and this was the huge disc-shaped object and the little disc-shaped object, and you see the other ones over here. There is a lot in this image. Take a look over here also. There are some square structures over here, something that looks like an entrance that is opened. There's a square building here also. This is awesome stuff. But I'm gonna leave this one and we'll be going down. I'm just gonna show you these pipelines here. It looks like pipelines. This is awesome. This is great. And we are just going down to the end. I could go on with all these pictures, but I took what I thought looked like some of the best. Here we have Red Colin Shepard's wonderful find again, the Jupiter 2 UFO. This is an awesome, great found, and my true belief about this object here. And why is this so clear when the rest is blurred out and you have to put colors on it and contrast adjustment to get it out? My explanation for that is that NASA forgot this object. They didn't see this single object. They were too busy with everything else, and I believe the original picture, and I mean the real original picture, the one that we don't see, had much better stuff than this Jupiter 2 UFO. This was a whoops from NASA, and they put out in public this image and found out too late, and then they just have zero comment policy. So we know that's how it works. Now for the last image. This is the very last one I'm going until today. Look at this hole here. Look at this structure in the background. There are supporting beams. There are a little platform over here, and there are what looks like, I would say, a house-shaped object. It looks like a building with the traditional shapes, with a roof and walls, stuff like that. Let me take you to the Photoshop. You probably have seen this before because I have shown it before. This is the image. As you can see, there is the old yellow Mars Moon Space Photography Club logo. It's an older picture that I have. I will use that one. That is good enough to show. I don't think we get much better anyway. This is just the logo I have changed, not the software. This is the enlarged version. You see this platform over here and what looks like a little house construction here with a chimney on, and you have all these supporting beams going each way to support this platform here also, and you see there's something looking like stairs. And again, this hole is just as wide as the Jupiter 2 UFO, which would be between 150 and 200 meters wide. But let me take this to the Photoshop and show you what it looks like in color, because that is truly amazing. This is the one, and that is what I call the mining facility. That is what I call a smoking gun, just as well as the Jupiter 2 UFO is a smoking gun. This is a huge hole into the ground. Beside this hole we have this platform with a little house on top of it. We have supporting beams keep holding the platform up. You can see it here, more supporting beams, and you have this. Is that an entrance, or is that an what you call it, an escalator or something like that for bringing things up and down? If it's a mining facility or if it's an entrance to underground, I don't know. But it seems like it's abandoned. It's hard to explain why, but you have all these things inside of it. I think this was a clean hole once, where either craft were flying up and down or mining operation were mining things. Unless these objects are kind of transport tubes to get objects up and down. There is a big hole here. You can imagine something coming from below in a long pipe deep underground, going up and up from this hole here and up to the surface and further on. You can see some structures down here also. Could that be where they take the material, go to? There is a pipe here also. This is an awesome image. This is a really awesome image. Look at, I know it's a little bit blurry here, but take a look at this pipe going here also. There is a platform over here people can walk in and stand at and work on. And look at this huge pipe coming up from underneath. When I'm looking at it like this, I start to believe that these are supporting beams for this object laying here to keep this in place. It looks like it when you zoom in and see that they are going from over here and around this object and to every side of it. I think this is to keep this object in place. I think this is a transportation tube for whatever they might dig up from the bottom of that hole. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Thomas Mikey from the MarsMoonSpace.com. Sorry, until we see us again. Take care out there. Bye.